Hi guys, just a short video on the Vigor 2750 series VDSL2 router. I've just uploaded a unboxing and first thoughts video, and I thought it was going to be a real simple process to set this up to connect to BT Infinity. It certainly wasn't. It was a real pain, and I struggled for probably 4 or 5 hours before this actually worked. It's actually very simple when you know how. But when you've plugged this in and your old router is offline, you can't access the internet. So check this up, check these things out before trying to run the new one, because it's not as obvious as you might have thought. The first thing to do is make sure for BT Infinity that this connection type is PPPoE. There's others there, but that's the one you want. The username, certainly for me, is bthomehub@btbroadband.com. There are others, possibly depending on where you are in the country, BT Internet at BT Broadband, and then there's various takes on this, which one works. Other people have tried using their BT email address, but if you go into your Home Hub router, look at the admin control panel, you will find that address in there. And if that's the address that's in there, it's got to be the right one, so put it into here. Now the other thing, the BT Home Hub 3 does not require a password. Now again, there's different thoughts on this. Some people have said you don't need to put a password in here. Other people have said you do need to put something in there, so just use a space. And other people have said put anything you like in there, it really doesn't make any difference. Now the only way I got this to work was to put in 1, 2, 3, 4 in both of these, and then after that it was fine, after another step which I'll show you in a minute. But I don't think you can leave this blank. Don't think you can put a space in there. I do not know why we now have 6 dots in there when I've only entered a 4 character password. That's come up like that. I'm not going to mess around with it and change it or anything in case I lose the connection, and I really don't want to have to go through all that again. It's always on, obviously. I've left that to auto, but you could put 1492 in there. The only thing I changed was this was the WAN connection detection was to ARP, and I've just disabled it. Again, I don't think that's going to make any difference. It's only the connection detection method, but I by chance just happened to disable it, and when I clicked on OK, I noticed that the connection was up and running, but I had made another change which I'll show you now. Just bear in mind on all of these pages, once you've made these changes, you must click OK. On some of the pages, in fact the next one, the OK button is off the screen, so scroll down, click OK. You will lose the changes if you switch back now to another tab. The next thing that's really important and is not obvious, unless you look at the Draytek support website, is this. Multi-VLAN. You must tick the enable multi-VLAN setup. When it's asking for the WAN VLAN ID, you must type in 101. And as I said a second ago, you must scroll down and click on OK. Once you've done that, you will find by clicking on online status, and I'm not going to do it because I don't want the IP addresses to come up, you will find that after perhaps 20 to 30 seconds the connection will be made and you'll be up and running. Do not make these changes and then click on online status and see that there's no connection and then dive straight back into all of these settings and mess things around. You've got to wait 20 to 30 seconds before the connection will be established, and in fact you may even have to just restart the router and possibly restart the PC. But in my experience, when I was doing this yesterday, once these settings had been enabled correctly and saved, when I went to internet access, the connection was there 10 seconds later, and it was quite a surprise to find everything appearing green, whereas before the connection had come up in red with some very odd IP address. So just bear that in mind if you're getting one of these delivered. Do check their support site before you pull out the Home Hub 3, or you'll be doing like I did yesterday, keep swapping them around to get an internet connection whilst trying to set this up, and it was a real pain. But it's fantastic when it's up and running. Loads and loads of features. As you know from the other video, we want this as a forum file server, and now it's all up and running. I'm going to attach a hard drive, set it up under the USB application tab, and see if it will do the job that we need it to do. So yeah, perfect, up and running. You just got to need to know this information. If you don't do this stage here, you just won't get it. So check the support site. You've watched this video now, so you'll know. Hopefully that will help. Thanks a lot.